Ich hatte euch ja versprochen, dass ich die gelöschten Videos ändere und re-uploade. Die Originale findet ihr übrigens bei bitte. Unter diesem Video ist ein Link dazu. Hier ist nun die Zusammenfassung von David Ickes eigenwilligen Gedanken zur Blutlinienhochzeit, von der Hochzeit von Harry und Meghan. Die ersten Teile sind schon bekannt und am Ende habe ich noch etwas neu Übersetztes angefügt. Wer also alle Teile schon gesehen hat, kann gerne nach vorne spulen. Viel Spaß damit!
Hello! Are you ready? Are you excited? I'm excited for a wedding. Got all my flags out. It's a great national celebration. I love national celebrations. This one is a national celebration of the fact that the British taxpayer has another massive bill to pay. And we have another royal on the payroll who we have to keep in the lap of luxury and privilege for the rest of her bloody life. Something to celebrate. Get the flags out. Meghan Markle must think she's won the lottery. I mean, 1 minute you're an actress on a TV drama. The next, your privilege and luxury is guaranteed for life. What could be happening to bring this about? What could she have achieved? What could she have done to manifest such a life out of nothing? She's marrying a bloke who just happens to be a member of the royal version of the Addams family. And as a result of that, she gets all that's coming for the rest of her life. God save our gracious Queen, send her victorious. And there's another line in it. Long to reign over us. God save the Queen.
Hallo, heute möchte ich euch mal wieder persönlich begrüßen und ein Statement abgeben zu einer Reihe von Videos, wovon das erste ein Esser mehr in der Blutlinie bereits einen Tag vor der Hochzeit von Harry und Meghan rausgekommen ist und mittlerweile um die 6000 Menschen angesprochen hat. Ich bin da recht erstaunt, denn ich habe dieses Video ganz kurzfristig und ja, einer Idee spontan folgend etwas humorvoll in Szene gesetzt. Dass es trotzdem oder vielleicht deswegen auch bei euch ankommt, finde ich super. Man muss ja nicht immer so bierernst sein. Allerdings geht es heute etwas ernsthafter weiter. Eine meiner treuesten Zuschauerinnen, Kathi von Ohlendorp, hat es ja schon ein bisschen reingebracht. Dieses Reign over me kommt in diesem Lied vor, was er gesungen hat über die Queen. Und da möchte ich jetzt weiter ansetzen. Und noch ein paar Gedanken möchte ich loswerden zur Königsfamilie, was mir so in der letzten Woche im Internet untergekommen ist. Die Meghan ist tatsächlich Cousine 17. Grades vom Harry, die stammen beide vom König Edward III. Ab. Ich füge hier auch so einen kleinen Stammbaum ein. Ja, und dann, was ich noch gelesen habe, was mich etwas erschreckt hat, die Tatsache, dass, als die Katie sich präsentiert hat mit ihrem letzten, also dritten Baby, hatte sie genau dasselbe Kleid an wie die Darstellerin von Rosemaries Baby. Und außerdem schiebt sie auch einen Kinderwagen vor sich her, der auch in diesem Film Rosemaries Baby abgebildet wird. Ich habe mir daraufhin den Film noch einmal angeschaut. Der ist ja schon uralt, ich glaube von Roman Polanski als Regisseur, und vielleicht schaut euch den auch noch mal an. Also da war selbst die Presse, die Mainstream-Medien waren etwas erschrocken über dieses Kleid. So, nun geht's aber weiter mit David Icke.
Long to reign over us. God save the Queen. Definition of reign over. Dominance or widespread influence. The exercise of sovereign power. To be predominant. And so, before international football matches and other occasions, the British public, well, many of them, they sing this national anthem demanding to be reigned over by this Adams family, who are only heads of state because of their genetics. The whole concept of royalty, never mind being ruled by them, is childlike nonsense. And like I say, the very symbol and foundation of a society in which the few have the privilege and live off the backs and parasite off the rest of the population. And I remember the first time I saw the Queen. I was only, what would I be, 6. I came across this book produced by the Leicester Mercury some years ago now. Leicester in the 50s, Leicester being my hometown. And I was looking through it. I bought it because I wanted to see, you know, Leicester as I knew it when I was a kid. And what I found was a picture of me. Although I didn't realise it was me at first. That's me there. I'm 6. That's my mother there. And this is a lane that there was a campaign to get it paved. And so there was a picture in the paper, hence it's in this Leicester Mercury book. So there's me with my little school cap on. And at the age of 6, the Queen came to Leicester. And it's in here, there you go. The royals came too. And you see those people lining the street. That's what it was like. There was just thousands and thousands of people lining the streets as this lady came along. And I'm 6. And the school had all the kids bust out to a road near an aerodrome in Leicester. It's called Leicester Airport now. It was called Stoughton Aerodrome then, because she'd flown in. And by the way, only because she'd flown in once, they repaved the runway. But these people, of course, live their lives to the smell of fresh paint and everything, because it's all done up for them, and never mind anyone else when they're not making a visit. They can get on with it however it is. But anyway, the kids from the school were lined up at the side of the road where this car with this Queen was coming. And I don't know what's going on. I'm 6. And I was given a flag, where everyone was given a flag. They would wave your flag when the Queen comes, you know. At age of 6, I'm thinking, what the heck? Why are we standing here waving bloody flags for a woman coming past in a car? Could never work it out. So I was kind of, shall we say, bewildered and sceptical of royalty from a very early age. And all that's happened as I've grown older, 60 years later, is even more bewildered and challenging of the whole concept, the whole ludicrous concept of of royalty. Because, you know, waving the flag, people say, oh, wave the flag, it's representing the country. It's not. This is representing the hierarchy of power that's been shafting you all your bloody life. And the Queen is like at the top of this hierarchy. And we keep getting more and more of them on the bloody payroll. Again, parasiting off the backs of the people. And, you know, not only don't we have a national anthem that's an anthem about the country, but it's about a woman and demanding we're reigned over. We don't even have people's institutions. They're Her Majesty's institutions. In a book called The Perception Deception, I look at this in some detail in part of the book. And here we go. This is supposed to be a free country, right? That is ruled by democracy and the people. We have Her Majesty's government, not the people's government, Her Majesty's government. We have Her Majesty's most loyal opposition. We don't have the people's opposition. Her Majesty's. We have Her Majesty's Treasury, Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, Her Majesty's Civil Service, Her Majesty's Attorney General, Her Majesty's Armed Services, Her Majesty's Prisons, Her Majesty's Inspector of Prisons, Her Majesty's Land Registry, Her Majesty's Passport Office, Her Majesty's Coroners, Her Majesty's Inspector of Schools, Inspectorate of Constabulary, Stationery Office, Her Majesty's Coast Guard, on and on it bloody goes, owned by Her Majesty officially. The ambassadors for Britain, they're not Britain's ambassadors, they're Her Majesty's ambassadors. This is why, and for many other reasons, she represents, and the royal family in general represent this hierarchy of top-down control and privilege. She's the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, this lady, and head of the Church of England. Her face is on the stamps, the banknotes, the coinage. And people say, oh no, it's only symbolic and it's good for tourism. They represent the very cement that holds this hierarchy of power together. And the population stand by and let it happen. And the difference between royalty and the population in general can be seen so clearly in what is happening around this wedding at Windsor Castle. Here's a story from this week. Police officers remove sleeping bags and belongings of homeless people living on streets outside Windsor Castle, but promise to return them after the royal wedding. Well, kind of them. Oh, we don't want you, homeless people, when the royals are getting married. It says people have been police rather, have been seen clearing away sleeping bags and other possessions belonging to homeless people ahead of the royal wedding, seen on a video. The entire area around Windsor Castle is being placed on lockdown as anti-terror bollards are erected and a heavy police presence moves in, ready for Saturday's nuptials between Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. The cost, which the taxpayer is picking up, by the way, the cost of this security is said to be upwards of £30 million. Think how many homeless people could be housed with that. But instead, they want to kick them off the streets so they don't, quote, spoil the royal wedding, which is costing an absolute frickin' fortune. The video clip shows police officers asking two homeless men who had pitched up outside a Barclays Bank opposite Windsor Castle to pack up their items in see-through bags, which are later sealed and taken away in a police van. They were told the bags, which were filled with bedding, books and magazines, will be kept in storage until Monday. I mean, hello. And we're standing for this family to have this level of privilege and to pee all over the people who are paying for it. A woman clutching a blue sleeping bag is seen talking to police at first before she quickly moves on, clutching her possessions. Police said today they were offering the homeless an opportunity to store their belongings until after the big day. How about offering them a fricking place to live? Huh? Maybe the royals could chip in. Of course, the police are not there to ensure justice and fairness. They're there to do what the system tells them to do for the benefit of the royal family, which sits atop this hierarchy of control, imposition, and privilege. And then there is the speculation going on over what titles the couple will get, because these royal and aristocratic bloodlines, which interbreed with each other, and have done for centuries and longer, they are obsessed with their titles, because it's all about hierarchy, you see. It's all about your place in the hierarchy and a title. So this story says, Saturday marks a new chapter in the lives of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, and the couple are expected to receive new titles ahead of their wedding. So instead of just being on the credits of a TV drama, she's now going to have a title. How does this come about? She's married a bloke. Along with the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, William and Kate were given the Scottish titles Earl and Countess of Strathearn, seen as a nod to their time at the University of St Andrews, and the Northern Irish titles of Baron and Baroness Carrickfergus. So, what are Harry and Meghan likely to receive? I couldn't care less. Prince William was given English, Scottish and Irish titles, but it is more likely Prince Harry will only get English and Scottish titles, said Lucy Hume, Associate Editor of Debrett's Peerage and baronetage. Crikey, I've never heard of that. He is the youngest son and not directly in line to the throne. Even so, all this stuff's going on. Nevertheless, there are a limited number of dormant or extinct peerages or titles available, and it is most likely Prince Harry will be given the title of Duke in England. Ooh, Duke. And it may as well be that he receives a title in Scotland, such as an Earl. For Harry and Meghan's main title, the Queen is expected to choose from one of the vacant dukedoms. It could be, because there are vacancies, you know, apply. They include the dukedoms of Clarence, Connaught, Cumberland, Kendal, Ross, Sussex, Windsor, and Albany. What a load of absolute bollocks! You're an earl, you're a countess, you're a duke, you're a queen. No, you're not. You're a human being just like me. You are consciousness. We're all consciousness. The hell are you doing with your titles and your silly buddy names? But it's all about the hierarchy and your place in the hierarchy. Oh, he's a duke. I look up to him. And he's homeless. I look down at him. Anyway, some good news. Huge drop in number of wedding street parties compared to William and Kate's big day. That was in 2011, wasn't it? The number of public celebrations is down by more than 90% in some areas in terms of having street parties to celebrate the royal wedding. It's all part of this. Basically, more people than ever before couldn't give a damn about it. And quite right too. Nor should they, except what it's costing them. And I love Glasgow. Glasgow's number of street parties has not gone down. It's bucked the trend. Because in 2011, they had none. And this year, they're having none. Good old Glasgow. In a sign of possible public indifference to the royal wedding, far fewer street parties are being held to celebrate Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's wedding than was staged for the marriage of Prince William and Kate Middleton. How about people have street parties without the bloody flags and invite homeless people along, give them something to eat? Wouldn't that be great? Oh no, she looked lovely. Do you think she looked lovely? 100 grand that was, that dress. Local government officials have offered varying reasons for the decline in street party numbers, including the fact that Harry, unlike his older brother, is not heir to the throne. No, people are indifferent because I think more and more people are starting to suss the hierarchy and the nonsense of it. Elsewhere, this report says, elsewhere, however, one local government source told The Independent, it may be that no one gives a shit. Oh my God. What are we bloody doing? This whole edifice of institutionalized power in Britain, which includes the royal family and the House of Lords, the second chamber of the Houses of Parliament, people unelected dictating what happens and what doesn't happen, what they're doing now, these lords, unelected, many of them crooks. They are having votes to dilute the will of the people in the referendum to leave the European Union. Vote after vote after vote by these unelected House of Lords with their ermine bloody clothes, all part of the hierarchy, all what they wear is part of the hierarchy, are diluting the will of the people because, you know, they don't give a damn about the will of the people, just like the royal institution doesn't. And if we want to be free of this control by the few, then this hierarchy of top-down imposition has got to go. And a great way to start would be at the top, and having the institution of royalty at last dismantled in Britain and around the Commonwealth as well, in Canada and in Australia, New Zealand, because it's an in-your-face, constant reminder that the few, A, control the many, and B, the few don't give a damn about the many. And until this institution is no more, then any idea that we live in a free country, an open country, a democratic country, is just an illusion and a hoax. An illusion and a hoax that it's always been. And it's time to bring an end to it. Bye.
Meine neueste Bucherrungenschaft, My Big Toe von Thomas Campbell. Es war lange Zeit nicht erhältlich und ist nun endlich wieder aufgelegt worden. Ihr findet unten einen Link zu diesem Buch.